Now, I don't want to traumatise you too much here, but if everyone can just close their eyes and cast themselves back to the Interstellar Song Contest. I know, trigger word, but I don't want to traumatise you, like I say. But we're going back to that episode today, because I want to talk about Susan. Yay, Susan, the person who, after 60 years of being away, came back and did nothing. Because I was browsing Reddit to find something to talk about today, and I came across this post from Red Donut Irons. I think it's Red Donut Irons. I don't know, we'll look at it now. Oh, quickly, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I'm very, very close to 1,000 subscribers, and when I get there, I will throw a massive party and invite all of you. I won't do that, that'd be weird, but it'd be nice to get to 1,000 subs, so please, if you could, drop a like, subscribe, notification bell, I post every day, thank you. Let's jump into this. Did I say Red Donut? I don't know. Anyway, Red Donut says, watching Interstellar Song Contest again, and that Susan cameo caught me again. 2 words, 2 uses of again there, come on, use your English vocab, your vocab skills you're learning year 4. Been rewatching season 15 and that brief cameo from Susan in the Interstellar Song Contest really stood out. It felt more than just a quick reference, especially how it was placed in the episode. Not sure if it's actually setting something up for later, or was just meant as a callback for long-time viewers. It will be interesting if it links to anything bigger down the line. What you all think. Yep. Every time I rewatch I spot something different. What does that... That's karma for me calling you out. I tell you what, guys, let's all be nice to each other. I apologise for calling out your vocab skills. Every time I rewatch I spot something different. Does this happen to anybody else? Right, let's talk about this. I'd always seen people online be like, oh, the Susan thing's going to lead to nothing. It was just there as a callback. Yep, shut up. Leave me alone. As I was saying, I've always found it weird how people were like, the Susan thing's leading to nothing, she's never gonna come up again, she was just there as a nice callback. And I always thought, are you stupid? She's clearly gonna be in the next series. Now, I think the cut ending of the reality war showed she was intended to go further, but I hadn't thought this through. What if she's not in the Christmas special? Again, headcanon. I've just assumed that Billie Piper's in the special, I've assumed that David Tennant's in the special, and I've assumed that Susan's going to be in the special. But what if they aren't? What if Susan's not in this special? It has just led to nothing. And that really, really winds me up if Russell doesn't do this in the special. No, I think he will. I think he must implement her in the special somehow. Unless he's planning on staying on further, then I'll allow her not being in the special. But if this is Russell's final episode, she needs to be in that special somehow. And I think Russell could do one of his things where he's like doing an interview in 5 years' time after she was never mentioned again, being like, oh, well, you know, the doctor just thought of his granddaughter in that moment and that brought him back to life. And I think that's brilliant. But it wasn't intended to be that. We know she was meant to be in the finale, in the reality war, and in the post-credit scene, or in the end credits, before the end credits, with Poppy, and she was meant to be Poppy's mum, or Poppy was her mum, I don't even know anymore. But what if that doesn't get touched upon, and Susan's big grand return after 2 seasons of build-up never happens? And she just goes, grandfather, go back. That'll be a shame. Like I've said before, even before we knew Susan was going to be in the Interstellar Song Contest, before we saw the episode, I've said, in the politest way possible, Carol Ann Ford is getting on a bit. In the nicest way possible, she's like 90 something, isn't she? Let me Google her age. If she's actually really young, then I apologise for saying this. She is 85, right? Apologies, yeah, you're 85. Sorry for being offensive. But anyway, my point still stands. That's quite old. And in the nicest way possible, in the least morbid way possible, there's only a limited amount of time left that she can play Susan. This sounds really horrible, I'm so sorry. So don't waste it. Have her be in the Series 1 finale or something like that. But anyway, fine, whatever. So this has got me thinking, maybe she's not going to be in the special this year. And if she's not in the special this year, I might genuinely kick air. Because, kick air, this is me. This is me on Christmas Day if Susan doesn't appear. Kick in the air. I think I pulled a muscle. In my humble opinion, who am I? In my opinion, I'd like to think this is going somewhere. She's going to be in the special, she's going to be in a future series, whatever. Russell stays on, happy days, Shooty comes back. They get more money from Disney and the Disney deal reimburses itself. Won't happen, but that's my dream. And hopefully it goes like that. But I'm not the only geezer in the world, and the internet has a different idea. Or maybe they have the same idea. I haven't actually read the comments of this Reddit post yet, so let's read them now. Okay, Graphic says, it was clearly meant to be more and lead to something, as there were scenes shot with Susan for the finale that were cut. But with Gatwa leaving and Disney stepping away, and most likely RTD leaving after the Christmas special, it's not clear if it can still be paid off. More so, even if there's a way that's remotely, even in a way that's remotely satisfied. Well, that's it. As much as I'm saying, oh, she's in the special, I hope she's in the special. If she is in the special, the fact that this wasn't the original plan means that, unless they try and do the whole Susan and Poppy thing in this special, if it's not that, if it's not the original plan for what they were trying to bring Susan back for, it might not be rewarding. It might not be satisfactory for the audience who have had, by the time the special comes out, a year and a half of speculation about Susan coming back. And if you count from when Shooty started, which is when the whole Susan chat started happening, nearly 3 years, like that's a long time to be speculating about things. It's like when Sherlock, bring it back to Sherlock again, in this, the Reichenbach fall, when Sherlock jumps off the building, we had 2 years to think about how Sherlock survived that fall, and in the end, the writers just went, you know what, we're not going to tell you. We're going to give you loads of different answers that are all really clever, and most of them we stole off Reddit, but the actual real reason how he fell off the building, we're never going to tell you. And I'm worried might do something like that with Susan, maybe. I don't know. I'm just worried we'll come up with something better in our heads than Russell will when he types on his computer. That's what I'm worried about. So, yeah. Personally, I think Sherlock just fell off the building. I think he just went to Molly, look, Molly, you're going to have to try and resurrect me because I'm going to just flop off this building and you need to just save my life, Molly, save my life. And that was it. Simple. Anyway, why are we talking about Sherlock for? Let's keep going. Sucks, but sometimes things just fall apart. I do hope RTD still allows Susan to regenerate, as that's what Carol Ann Ford wants, but nothing is certain right now. Yeah, I'd never thought about Susan regenerating before. It'd be a nice close to the book if it was a good episode that she was in and did good stuff with her character, but also it's quite sad because it means she couldn't come back again as Carol Ann Ford. But if, like I say, Carol Ann Ford's getting on a bit. This is so horrible. Alright, I'm gonna just stop talking. And then Red Donut originally replied, yep, I get what you mean, still hoping they find a way to bring it back around, even if it's not exactly what they originally planned. Yeah, I mean, there's just problems with that, isn't there? Like, the stuff doesn't... If stuff happens that wasn't meant to happen originally, it can always end up a bit messy. Like the Matt Smith era, in my opinion. What's his cracking time? Oh, what is it? Oh, it was there because the TARDIS blew up. Oh, well, why did the TARDIS blow up? Because the Silence needed to kill the Doctor. Why did the Silence need to kill the Doctor? To stop him going to Trenzalore. But why do they want him to not go to Trenzalore? Because when he's on Trenzalore, the question will be asked. What question? Doctor Who. That's crap, innit? So no offense, Moffat, I love you, I think you write great episodes, but the Capaldi era was much stronger in my opinion because it felt at least like they knew what they were doing with Capaldi from Series 8. Starts off as this grumpy guy, Series 9 he realises life is good, Series 10 he's an old man, even though he was already an old man, he's the granddad, and he's got his granddaughter with him, and I love that. So that feels more thought out to me. RTD2 literally feels like an absolute mess, but I still somehow really, really like it, so whatever. Just bring her back. I want to see Susan again one last time. And then maybe, yeah, she can regenerate. That'd be nice. But what did you think? Let me know in the comments, please. If you like what you see, please drop a like. If you didn't like what you see, drop a dislike. Subscribe with the notification bell on. You get notified every single time I post. There's a button near the comment section after you've commented. Press it if you're on mobile. It says hype. If you push that, pushes my video out to loads of people. Means the world. And if you want to become a channel member, you can do that now. There's 3 tiers. They all help me out massively, and you get little bonuses along the way. Read into it or don't. Go eat chips, watch some telly, go to bed, and I will see you later. Ta-ra. I don't know why I've just saluted you with a thumbs up. Ta-ra. Rock on, dude.